best time to practice Sushumna Kriya Yoga is 4 a.m. in the morning or 6 p.m. in the evening. So that is called Brahma Muhurta, the 4 a.m. and 6 p.m. is called the Sayam Sandhya. Now there's one thing, Shruti, which we need to understand is if there's a will, there's a way. One thing. Other thing is, see, the couple, once they're married and they got the thought that, yes, we have to extend our family, we have to grow our family. And then all the thoughts center around their children. What is the thought which centers around their children is, first thing they said, the children should be healthy. After that, they start planning is, my child should become that, or maybe a doctor or engineer or a businessman or a sportsman, according to their
look a certain way.
Something they try to visualize their children in some way, and they should be settled very well. For that, again, we need to give the children in that particular schooling. We have to give them this facility for which we have to earn. We have to amass the wealth and some properties we have to do. See, this is all what it happens, one after one after that, everything happens. So, and for all this, you have to give your time. And the time is how many hours you give for all this, and for how many years you have to give this. Okay. But at the end of the day, this is actually temporary. The child or whoever, any one of us, it's limited time. There's an expiry time for this, for us to enjoy all this. But then you just visualize that whatever you are giving through this practice to your baby, it's eternal. It's a permanent thing. All the samskars which you are imprinted into your baby, they're going to be forever. And not only that, now this is being passed on to your generations, because here there is a genetic expression has changed, and this changed genetic expression, epigenetic, says that it is transferable, it is heritable. You're gifting something permanent, it's priceless.
Yes.
And not just to your baby, for the generations of yours to come. And for that, what is that you have to do? 49 minutes a day. Okay. And then the rest of the practices will go as you practice. It's the small changes you have to make in your daily lifestyle. So is it really something which every parent cannot do?
Not at all. I think for the benefit it brings to the entire family.
It's something more worthy than what all we plan throughout our whole life.
Correct.
And for how long are they doing? Maybe 6 months or 12 months before conception and 9 months of conception. So the whole thing will not be even for 2 years. A year and a half or so is all that they are doing. So that is what I want everyone who is hearing this to get to understand. Just not say, I have no time. No.
If it's a priority, there is time.
There is time. We are making time for so many others. So what I appeal to all this, I wish all the younger generation to make this their priority.
Yeah.
So 49 minutes a day, either morning 4 a.m. or evening 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is called Sayam Sandhya. And fortunately, our foundation, Divya Babaji Sushumna Kriya Yoga Foundation, it is conducting these sessions, live sessions, guided live sessions on our YouTube channel, which is free of cost.
Yeah.
So happily, they can just open the program, follow it, and finish their sessions.
Yeah.
So morning 4 and evening 6, we have it. So discipline is very important. Now, the other thing, what the mothers also have to understand is, if like mother, so baby. Now, if you are disciplined, automatically your baby also will be disciplined. So if you don't follow a disciplined life and you expect your baby to be disciplined, may not be possible.
Yeah, because we are not being authentic.
Yeah, it's not possible. So whatever you are, the baby resonates.
Correct. The sanskara.
Yeah. So for the sake of your baby, once we give birth to a child, as a parent, I know, and as a parent also, that our whole world revolves around them.
Correct.
About ourselves, when we come to ourselves, it may hardly 1 or 2 hours a day also, we cannot think of ourselves.
Yes.
So when we are doing so much for them, why not do it in the right way?
Correct.
That is what I wanted to express about this Sushumna Karma Samskar. So this is the practice of Sushumna Kriya Yoga. So you may have a doubt, how does this benefit? Sushumna Kriya Yoga, how does this benefit us? So actually Sushumna Kriya Yoga, as we have already discussed here and there about the nadis and the energy body, so this has been designed based on our energy body. And the physical body per se cannot sustain without the energies of the energy body. So there should be a continuous flow of cosmic energy into this physical body. Only then the physical body can sustain, and the biological clock will tick in a right direction and in a healthy direction. So how do we gather these energies? As I've said, in a thoughtless state. So generally, as far as we are conscious, that means as far as we are awake, we cannot be without a thought. Because here, again, thought is the identity of human brain. We can't lose our identity.
Yeah.
So how to gather this? is this practices like this. So Sushumna Kriya Yoga is a very simple, very powerful practice which can give you abundant cosmic energies. And these cosmic energies during pregnancy. So how does it benefit the would-be mother is, firstly, it reduces the stress of pregnancy. So when you say the stress of pregnancy, not all mothers undergo the psychological stress also, but invariably every mother to be or every pregnant lady has a physiological stress. She undergoes physiological stress, especially in the first weeks of pregnancy.
While accommodating the changes in the
while
womb and the
accommodating-
body.
Exactly, while accommodating the baby, because the baby is a foreign body.
Correct.
And it's default that any foreign body, our body has to throw it away. But this is the only stage where the body has to accommodate. It has to accept, accommodate, and help the baby.
So coming to the Sushumna Kriya Yoga, the parents have been initiated into it in the preconception stage itself, which they will practice even in stage 2, but primarily more so the mother because she's in touch with the womb. Now, if we can move to stage 3 of the Sushumna Garbha Samskar program.
In the stage 2, apart from Kriya Yoga practice, thought is very, very important. Thought also has to be practiced in Amritkar. In the second stage also, the Samvardhanam group also, they have to practice this. Now, for the clarity of all, if suppose someone has missed the Amritkar stage, but that doesn't mean that they cannot practice the Sushumna Kriya Yoga during pregnancy.
They can be initiated anytime.
Yeah. They can start this Sushumna Garbha Samskar practice at any stage of pregnancy. Okay. So if they have not registered in the Amritkar, they can register after the pregnancy. At any stage, they can register. So when they're in the first 4 months, the first and foremost is the Sushumna Kriya Yoga practice. And then next comes the thought. It's mandatory that mother has to be in a positive thought process. Because it is the thoughts which again resonates in the baby, and it is the thoughts which are being absorbed by the baby, and it is the same thought process which develops in the baby.
Correct.
Because thought is not something very simple to be taken. So let me explain, there's a science again in this thinking also. So thought, according to modern science, it is thoughts work through us. They don't manifest. Actually, they work through us. So
So
thought,
are you saying the thought doesn't belong to me? It's someone else's thought?
No. It is your own thought which works through you.
Okay.
Because every thought of yours, it generates neuropeptides or neurochemicals in your brain. And this will travel into your body and reach every cell of your body.
Yeah.
When you make the same thought for a good number of times, so that means a same type of peptide or the same type of neurochemical is reaching the cell repeatedly. Now the cell makes a memory of that, whatever is tapping it, the chemical or the transmitter. And after the memory is formed, now the cells actually, they work based on this memory. So now the cell mechanism directs towards this memory and it starts working towards that memory. That is how thoughts work through you. They're very, very powerful. Any situation, even though that situation is amicable to you, the situation would have given you a positive result. But in that situation, if you have reacted with a negative thinking process, then the result will be the other way only. If that situation was not amicable, but still if you were positive, you have approached that situation with a positive thought, then the result will become better.
Maybe sometimes we may not get a very conducive result, but the direct karma or the direct positive result is the reaction of the thought, right? When there is a positive thought, I'm feeling good. Leaving even the external fruit of the action, whichever way, we are still in a positive.
Because that is what optimism. You need to be optimistic. If you are optimistic, definitely the result changes. It goes on to the right side.
Yeah.
And what happens here? Mother thoughts, they're absorbed by the baby. Because baby is a part and parcel of the mother. It's a continuation of the mother.
Correct.
So once those thoughts are absorbed by the baby, the same thought process gets developed in the baby.
Yeah.
So if you want your baby to be optimistic, if you want your baby to be more and more positive thought processes
And resilient.
then you need to practice the same. So thought is very, very important. But yeah, speaking like this, lecturing on this is very easy. But really to hold, especially when the circumstances are not that favorable. Still, if you have to accept that circumstance in a positive way, you need a lot of
practice.
Just practice will not help you. You need some special energy, some driving force, something within you which will push you towards more and more of positivity rather than succumbing to that particular situation.
Something that is beyond the mind, and that is where the energy body comes into place.
Here the energy body comes in. So you need more of cosmic energies. which will push you into the positive side. And how do we get it? Our Guruma has given us two beautiful weapons. One, I have already explained, Sushumna Kriya Yoga practice, and other is introspection. Introspection is a very, very powerful tool to slay Maya.
Yeah.
Nothing else can help us actually free ourselves from Maya or to escape Maya.
Because we know ourselves so closely like no other person knows, right? We know our deepest, darkest thoughts.
Yes, exactly.
When we introspect, we know what is life positive for us and the people around. And it's only introspection can get us there. It's not a therapist or a mother or a father or a friend that we reveal our true selves to, right? There's always a guard beyond which we don't share, which we protect ourselves very fiercely. And I think introspection is the only way where some inner transformation can happen. And it begins with us.
Yes, truly. So, as you said, when you introspect, the pros and cons of yourself are very clearly understood by you. Then automatically, once you are aware, then you start accepting. So once you become aware of the unwanted thoughts, because most of the thoughts, they just pass off without being noticed.
Correct. They're like moving vehicles.
So once you start noticing your thoughts, at least retrospectively, then you'll become aware. Once you are aware, you start accepting. So once you accept, what will you do? You will not repeat. You will not try to repeat. So slowly, suppose it was 10 thoughts a day, it goes down to 8 thoughts of unwanted thoughts, 6 thoughts, 3 thoughts, 2 thoughts. So you improve daily, slowly, as you keep practicing Sushumna Kriya Yoga and keep introspecting yourself daily.
Correct.
Then definitely we will become more and more positive. The thought process becomes very positive. And this positive thought process by itself will bring about all the wanted changes in us. It will make us more peaceful. It will give us the emotional strength. It will give us the psychological strength. It's all that. Because it is a thought which either makes you or breaks you.
Correct.
So that is very important. They need to be in positive thought process, for which Kriya Yoga, Sushumna Kriya Yoga and introspection will help them. So at the same time, as I've been telling you about the stress of physiological stress we were talking. So the physiological stress is something which no one can escape. So yes, practice of Sushumna Kriya Yoga, the energies, they'll automatically, by default, they will help us to overcome the stress, the physiological stress.
They give us the tolerance to stay with the discomfort.
Yes, exactly. And the other thing is, this is a stage where most of them, they experience disturbed sleep patterns for various reasons.
Nausea, disturbed sleep.
Early in the Samvardhana stage, it is the body is getting accommodated to so many changes for which there is a lot of discomfort, which can express as a form of nausea or sometimes vomiting, called morning sickness. And the morning sickness also is of varied levels. Sometimes it becomes so pathological where the mother has to be admitted in the hospital and a lot of things has to be done. Most of that, it just passes off. Very few of us, it just passes off. So insomnia, like sleeplessness, disturbed sleep patterns. Again, the cosmic energies are the one which help you to have a regular and deep sleep patterns. That's the other advantage. Next, depression. See, depression during pregnancy is not very common. I don't say it doesn't happen. No, it's not that very common. But depression in postpartum period, that is after delivery, it is very, very common. Out of every 5 or 6 mothers, one of them will undergo some grading of postpartum depression.
Sure, ma'am. So say someone is diligently following the Sushumna Kriya regularly through Samvardhana stage and through the next stage and the third stages. I think this chance of depression is definitely going to be negligible, right?
Almost nil. It's not just negligible, it will almost go to nil if they are consistently and disciplinedly they practice Sushumna Kriya Yoga, being positive thought, and also that is one advantage of practicing Sushumna Kriya Yoga. Now the other advantage is it takes care, like it helps us to resist the unhealthy lifestyle choices. Yes, we all know we are all adults, so the mothers also who are going to be mothers are also adults. They are all adults. So they know what is right and what is wrong. It's not that they're doing out of ignorance.
Yeah.
But they can't resist. But when you practice Sushumna Kriya Yoga, the energies will give you the strength to resist the unwanted choices. So once the unwanted choices are resisted, that means automatically you will choose the right lifestyle choices.